Alright, it's the Manchester Derby coming up at the weekend, Saturday at 12:30. Here is my preview. Let's go. So both teams are coming into this game with very different sorts of form. United are coming in steaming ahead. They're in great form. Man City, on the other hand, they're complete opposite. Just not there at all. Just structurally, their results are a bit all over the place. But yeah, it's not looking good. I'm just going to have a look at both teams' forms, where they're on the table, and see how they are coming in. So we've got the Man United results here. 3-0 against Charlton, 3-1 against Everton, 3-0 against Bournemouth, 1-0 against Wolves, 3-0 against Nottingham Forest, 2-0 against Burnley, 2 friendlies that don't even matter. Then this is before the World Cup. That's probably the... So what's that? 1 game, 2 game, 3 game, 4 game, 5, 6 games. 6-game winning streak and only conceded 1 in that time. That's quite impressive. So that's 5 clean sheets and 6. Scoring 9 goals in the last 3 games. They've scored 3 goals 4 times in that space of time. So they're coming to this in red hot form, really. Where they're at the table, they're sitting 3rd at the moment. No, they're not. They're sitting 4th. They have a game in hand on Newcastle, but they're level with Newcastle. So, well, this isn't their game in hand, but they're basically 3rd, kind of 3rd. With a win against City, they're only 1 point behind them. That's not a good look for Man City if United catch up to them and are only a point behind them. If City lose this, as you can see here, 39 points, and Arsenal win at the weekend, they extend their lead again, so City need a win here as well badly. So yeah, United looking to close the gap on City and leapfrog Newcastle United going into this game. City just wanting to stay hot on the trails of Arsenal and put pressure on them before Arsenal play. So because City play United at 12:30 on Saturday. Arsenal obviously play after that, so if they reduce the number of points to 2 points on Arsenal may start to crumble. You don't know. We've seen it with Liverpool a couple of times over the years. City staying hot on the tails, sometimes it makes teams crumble. So yeah, that's Man United in 4th there, and as we've seen, they're in a good run of form. Compare that to Man City's results now. 2-0 against Southampton the other day, which was bad structurally. Like 4-0 against Chelsea, that was a great game. We want more of that lineup, more of that system. 1-0 against Chelsea, that paper's over cracks. That wasn't a good performance. 1-1 against Everton, dropping points again. 3-1 against Leeds, good win that. 3-2 against Liverpool, good win as well. Brentford 2-1, that was before the World Cup. So yeah, Chelsea 2-0, it's Chelsea. The only good games are against Chelsea, and one of them wasn't even that good. It's just Chelsea are that bad. 2-1 against Fulham, 3-1 against Sevilla. Conceded against Sevilla, conceded against Fulham. Clean sheet against Chelsea, conceded 2 versus Brentford. Friendly match, doesn't matter. Although Girona should have scored in that game. Conceded 2 against Liverpool, conceded 1 against Leeds, conceded against Everton, conceded twice against Southampton. So Man City and United are very different form coming into this. City are coming in, even if they win games, they're still conceding. United, on the other hand, are winning and keeping clean sheets, which only builds confidence. And City, on the other hand, they're coming straight off a bad loss, by the way. And a couple wins against Chelsea. Chelsea are just naff at the moment. Like, they're all over the place. Like, who knows what's up with them. This is well important. This is one of the biggest derbies in a while. Maybe since like the 18-19 season, when City had to win every game to win the league. I can't remember where United... Probably would have been similar last season, but I can't remember where United came in the run-in. But yeah, could be the most significant game in a couple of years, because if we lose against United, that I think heads will drop. It won't look good, because the next month of fixtures isn't great. So yeah, that's United and City's form there. City in the table, yeah, looking to catch up to Arsenal, put pressure on them. But we'll go into United's lineup first, just to see how I think they'll play, and then we'll go into City's lineup, see how they should play against their system, because United have a pretty set 11 now, whereas City don't. But yeah, so this is the Man United 11 that I have gone for. David Hay in goal, that's pretty self-explanatory. They have been playing with Luke Shaw at centre-back for the last couple of games, but I think that was just because Martinez hadn't come back from the World Cup yet, and Malacia got roasted by Phil Foden the last time they played. So I'm expecting Luke Shaw to return at left-back, with Lisandro Martinez, the Butcher, coming back into the centre of defence, partnering Rafael Varane, And I'm going to go with Diego Dalot at right back. I'm pretty sure he's their first choice right back now rather than Wan-Bissaka. I think he's dust now. Casemiro in midfield, Christian Eriksen. Casemiro has been a revelation to some people. People think he wasn't the same guy at Real Madrid. He was the same guy. He was just in a midfield with Modric and Kroos. You're obviously going to stand out in a United midfield. Casemiro's come in and tore things up, shored up that defence. It's not a coincidence they're getting a lot of clean sheets now with him in it. Christian Eriksen, he seems to be doing decent in a deeper role compared to his roles. I think he plays a deeper role compared to his roles at maybe Tottenham, of course. Bruno Fernandes ahead of them. I think he is going to be a willing runner this game. These are the type of games I think he'll live up for. And since they have a chance this game because of the forms of the teams and whatnot, I think he will be well up for it. Marcus Rashford on the left. That guy is in red hot form. I think he has like 15 goals, 5 assists in all comps this season. He's in my fantasy team for a while. Yeah, he bags points. Like, he's just class this season. He has all the natural raw materials to be a world-class player. Pace, power, dribbling, finishing, ball, the way he strikes the ball. It's just his confidence levels needed to be what they are now, realistically. And look at the player he is now. He's banging form. So yeah, he is one to watch out for. Him and Casemiro, I think, are United's player of the season so far, I'm pretty sure. Then we've got Antony on the other side. I've gone with Antony. Yeah, I think he'd be the one who'd probably play. I'm pretty sure he scored a nice goal the other day. I didn't actually see it, I just heard it was a good goal. But yeah, he scored a lovely goal against City in the other game, although it didn't mean anything. But I really like Antony. Just his flair, his skill. The fact people get annoyed that he does spins is hilarious to me. Like, football can be so robotic at times, and he just brings a bit of fun. But yeah, I'm kind of annoyed he's at United because I quite like him. But yeah, I predict Antony there. Who else could they have? Garnacho maybe there, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going with Antony there anyway. And Martial up front, I think he's available. Pretty sure he played the weekend or so. I don't think Weghorst will start. I think it'll be too soon for him. That's my guess anyway. Martial scored a couple of goals against City before. So yeah, that is my... Well, it's not my, but yeah, it's my predicted United 11 anyway. That is quite a solid team, to be fair. Luke Shaw back out at left back. I suppose he did well at centre back, but back out at left back, he's much more creative out there. Diego Dalot is quite a good right back as well. That's quite a solid team, very solid team. City do need to be aware of this team, especially with the form they're in, especially the form we're in. Yeah, we're going to look over City's team now. So this is the City side that I'm going with, that I want for against this United team anyway. Ederson goal. Yeah, Ederson Ortega, doesn't really matter, but Ederson is the main keeper for us. João Cancelo left back. I don't want him at right back anymore, but the alternative at left back is either Nathan Ake, which just isn't it creatively anyway. On the ball, he's just not what it is. Maybe Laporte out there. Yeah, Laporte out there would, if you're going to put a centre back out there, put Laporte out there. I'll compromise on that, but this is the one I want. I want João Cancelo out there. Aymeric Laporte, John Stones, Kyle Walker making a back three when Cancelo goes forward. Rodri back in for Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips, yeah, he was never going to start this game. Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva are the two midfielders, even though De Bruyne is in stinky form at the moment. You just kind of have to play him in the big games. You just have to play him because Kevin De Bruyne is really bad until he's really good, and you have to play him into his good form. As we've seen many times before, he starts off slow, but then he just clicks and he just performs just out of nowhere for no reason. Like, it's quite weird, but yeah, he has to play. Bernardo Silva, we need him for his legs in midfield. On the left, it's not his best side angles wise, and you could argue Gundogan maybe in there, but I want him for his legs. And yet the 6-1 against United, I'm pretty sure it was Bernardo Silva was in instead of Mahrez, but Mahrez is in just red hot form. So no, sorry, Gundogan was in for Mahrez, but yeah, so you had Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan on the pitch at the same time. And like, so no Riyad Mahrez, but I think Riyad Mahrez starts now. So it's going to be a different side to the 6-1 that we see. No, 6-3, sorry. Just 6-1's in my head, I don't know why. But yeah, so Riyad Mahrez has to start. He's a man in form, banging goals left, right and centre. Haaland has to come back in, I think. He's been rested for this game. As you can see, he's he's rested the last 2 games to give Alvarez a shot, but Haaland has to come back in this game. Phil Foden is in at left wing by default, because wouldn't be surprised if he played Jack Grealish there though. Wouldn't be that surprised. Jack Grealish played good against. Did he play against them? Oh no, I don't know. I can't remember if he played in the 6-3 game. But Jack Grealish had kind of come into a little bit of form recently until the game against Southampton. And the reason I'm going with Phil is because Jack Grealish got hooked early, so Pep obviously trusts Foden a bit more at the moment. So that's my team at the moment. Some shouts maybe for Kyle Walker not playing because he performed badly against Southampton, but you can't criticise him for performing bad as a centre back. Kyle Walker is a right back. It's different angles when you're playing at centre back. Kyle Walker back out to right back. Probably a bit harsh on Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis has played good recently, but for this system with Cancelo on the left, I want Kyle Walker. No, forget it. It doesn't matter about the system. Kyle Walker needs to play because of one person and one person only, Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, I think, would destroy Rico Lewis. For pace, definitely. For trickery, definitely. It just wouldn't be good for Rico Lewis, I don't think, anyway. Although Rico Lewis would probably play a CDM, so it'd be up to John's, like in a CDM position, like Philip Lamb used to play or whatever. And it'd probably be John Stones dealing with him, which is with Rashford, which isn't a good option either. Kyle Walker is the man for the pacey occasion, as we've seen with Mbappe before. Kyle Walker up against Rashford, that'll be a good battle, to be fair. It'll be good TV, although I don't want it to be good TV. I want Walker to shut him out. No giving him head starts, just physically dominating him from start to finish. That's what I want to see. I want to see good rotations from De Bruyne and Mahrez. You know, the De Bruyne outside or underlapping run for Mahrez to lay it off, a bit like the Kyle Walker he did for Kyle Walker against Chelsea, to spamming it across the box for Haaland to knock home. I want Bernardo Silva running like a madman, a bit like how I said Bruno Fernandes would do for United. Bernardo Silva is the legs in this midfield. Rodri getting on the ball, spraying it left and right. He's just very secure. I love Rodri now. Just when he came on the last game, he was juggling the ball just as a way of controlling it, flicking it over players in midfield. It's just, yeah. I think this team, with that back four, Laporte, Stones, Walker and Cancelo at left back, I think that's structurally the best we can do. If you're going to change that back four, Laporte is the only option you put at left back. The only one. He's the only one I would want at left back. Then who would you put Ake at centre back? Yeah, you could put Ake at centre back, yeah. But this is the one I want. Play this one. If we lose at this, that's fine. I'll hold my hands up. I'm the problem. But yeah, no. This is how I want the team to set up for. Yeah, so this is the system we should play. Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden left-footedness out on that side. See, with João Cancelo, when he pushes up on the left, Phil Foden can come in infield and kind of, rather than having to be the only man to go down the line, which he doesn't do as we've seen. But he plays well when he's in those pockets. Bernardo Silva is sit a little bit deeper with Rodri while De Bruyne goes on his travels and tries to create anything for us, because we rely on his individual ability quite a lot these days. Riyad Mahrez, I want to see a couple of beautiful first touches, and yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm so worried for this game. You know, that's how I think United will play it. This is how I want City to play it. I don't know if it's how I think they'll line up. Pep will do something mad with that crazy bald head of his. Not confident at all for the first. You know, this is the first season I was confident. Maybe a bit last season, but usually I am nervous about titles, predicting we won't, especially when we've bad starts. Not like 17-18 when we romp to victory from the very start, but like usually when we start off quite bad, and I'm not that confident about regaining the points and the spots on the table or whatnot. But this season I was like, you know, it's happened before, we can come back, we'll do it again. I was slightly confident this season. But this season, it's just structurally different. We're having structure problems. The amount of changes that we've made is not good. It doesn't give the team a chance to create a system or create familiarity and a confidence with the one system. How are you supposed to get that muscle memory? Not muscle memory, but you know what I mean. You know, the muscle memory kind of playing like you do week in, week out without playing the same structure or the same style of football, the same back four mainly. Yeah, so is this where City go on their unbeaten streak? Wouldn't be surprised. Lose to Southampton, drop points at Everton, but then the big games coming up. This is where City usually perform. This is where they have to perform now. The time is now. They have to fix up. Who am I predicting to win the game? Score predictions, or I think it could be a draw actually. Although Old Trafford has been our stomping ground in recent seasons, it's usually we win at Old Trafford and they beat us at the Etihad Stadium at home. But we won at the Etihad this season, so does that mean it's going to change up at Old Trafford? I hope not. Ah, score predictions. I think I'm going to go with a draw, you know. 2-2. I think Rashford will score. Yeah, he's just in red hot form. I think Erling Haaland will score. They're both in my fantasy team, so I hope they do. But yeah, I think it'll be 2-2. Point shared, not the worst result. Especially because United are in such good form and City are in trash form. If that's the case, we'd come away with a little bit of pride and we can say it's away from home. Actually, we've been trash away from home. I've just realised that now. We haven't scored away from home in a while, or it's only been 1 in 5 games or something like that. It's not good. Oh, I'm going to go with 2-2 anyway. I'm not going to say City are going to lose. That'd be way too pessimistic. Although I'm not betting on it. I'm definitely not betting on City to win this one. Oh, someone bet £1,000 on the game the other day against Southampton. I seen it on City Extra stream. Someone bet £1,000 just on City to win against Southampton, and they were only going to win like 100 back. But yeah, not good. And they lost. They obviously lost that grand. Like, money to burn. Like, but yeah, geez, 2-2. That's my score predictions. Erling Haaland to score, Rashford to score as well. So yeah, that is my Man United versus Man City preview. Oh, we shall see how it goes. Comment your score predictions below. Who do you think will win? And I shall see you after the game for a review. Hopefully it's a positive one. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.